Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is VassaOlga. In today's video, we're going to be doing 90s makeup look, and my inspiration came from Cameron Diaz. I'm not really sure if this is like a real 1994 makeup look, but still, it's somewhere in 90s. That is the main reason why, if you're interested, stay tuned and let's get started. Well, let's get back into the game. I did off camera a little bit of hydration. I used foundation with a brush the way it was applied in 90s. Regular fluffy brush, just a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and you're done. And finally, I used a contour stick. This one is from Makeup Revolution. And again, I used a little bit on the sides of my face and tap a couple of times over the nose bridge. And that was pretty much it. I did not set it with anything else. Let me do a little bit of concealer. This one is from Givenchy, but like, you know, use any affordable brand. One of my favorite is from e.l.f, and she has a really nice and clean area on the sides of the face. And if you hear some weird sounds, my cat is in her delicious high protein food. But, you know, jokes aside, yeah, she's actually eating. That is the main reason why you might hear some weird sounds. I'm going to use my Beauty Blender on top. I know that Beauty Blender wasn't a thing in 90s, like, hello. It was only in 2008, 10. I don't remember what year this was, but it was really nice to have something like Beauty Blender. So let's not forget about Beauty Blender, dab a few times, blend this seamlessly, and move on. Now I'll set my face with a Makeup Revolution Translucent Loose Powder. I think that loose powder was probably thin in 90s, but I don't know. We are going to do something similar, not entirely the same makeup look. Tap this off and use big and fluffy brush and just go over the entire complexion basically. I'm not going to use, by the way, any concealer under my eyes, not today. I feel like I don't have any discoloration. I don't have any problem right now. That is the reason why I skipped on concealer, because like we have super soft looks, barely anything crazy. That is the main reason why we're going to keep it really soft as well. I'm going to go with my e.l.f. contour palette. I will use the same brush that I used for the sides of my face. Let's dab a few times, tap this in the back of my hand, and then go over my forehead first, because she has very nice and kind of like sun-kissed forehead. I'm gonna grab a little bit more and do the same thing for the right side of my forehead. Now, I did not forget about the sides of my face. We're just gonna set them a little bit more with the same powder. I did the same thing, tapped this one time, took off the majority of powder in the back of my hand, and then just go over this side. And then I need a little bit more of the same color on the bridge of the nose. Go into the apples of my cheeks. I'm gonna go with my BH palette that has the entire row of blushes. Blush was a thing in 90s. That is the main reason why we're gonna add a little bit, but still a visible amount of the blush. Let's tap this off, and I'm gonna smile, and we need to see the apples of the cheeks because it's really important for 90s to have the kind of makeup in the cheek. Mix this into the bronzer a little bit, but nothing crazy. And probably with the tiniest bit of leftover, I'm going on top of my nose. Nothing else. No highlighter, nothing like this. I'm going to use the setting spray. I'm going with the Beauty Blender. Getting these colors all together, mixed together. She has very glowy and beautiful complexion, but she has no highlighter whatsoever from my point of view. That is the main reason why I'm going with this camouflage palette. This is really old. I need a little bit of the lipstick to add to that, but it's totally optional. You can skip the step and leave it like this. I'm gonna mix with my finger a little bit, and we're gonna create this baby pink blush color. I'm gonna go with my Beauty Blender, grab a little bit, and smile. We're going on top of my apples, the cheeks. You can actually get this a little bit into your bronzer, but it doesn't have to be like that. About brows. Well, brows, they're going to be like thin, not anything. I'm going to try my best not to do anything thick, or I'm going to try my best to do it as thin as possible, but it's up to you. This is my least favorite part of 90s. I mean, I don't really like these brows. They had questionable choice in brows. But, I mean, in early 2000s, and I myself was a victim of a thick brow problem. I mean, we still had some issues with brows. I'm going to use a little bit of my brow mascara. Again, it's totally optional. And one of my favorite things to finish the routine with is to use a little bit of NYX's Professional Makeup Lift and Snatch brow pencil. And I'm going just with a light hand on top of my brows. But this is basically the same brow routine that I did for Ariana Grande's makeup look. And a couple of things, we need extremely soft, kind of blue color. This is going to be an option because it's in between of purple and blue, and it's pretty. It's definitely 90s. I'm going to go with my big and fluffy brush to get this up to my brow bone. And I want to add a little bit, like, it doesn't have in the photo any glitter, shimmer, whatever, but let me add just a tiniest bit. A tiniest bit. I don't know. My hand is doing this by itself. I don't do anything. It's just the hand. It's the hand. Tapping this off and going with a little bit of shimmer. Oh my god. Yeah. The hand is always right. Oof. So cool. The only problem, I'll tell you the only problem, is that I don't really have warm brown eye pencil. She actually has warm brown eye pencil over waterline. What do we do? What do we do? Let's go with a cool tone brown. I'm gonna go over my water. Why did I do that? Why did I do that? I don't know. Let's go in the outer corner with a little bit thicker motion. Just a little bit thicker. Oof. And going up to the inner corner. And it's almost invisible. Like, nothing. Do we see anything? I don't see anything. And of course, I'm going to do a little bit of black eyeliner on top of the line, but we're not going to win anything out. You know what? Let me clean a little bit with my finger this area. And with any warm brown from the same eyeshadow palette that I showed you a couple of seconds ago, I will use a little bit of the color, probably this warm. Just focus this in the outer corner of my eye. I don't want to do anything crazy. I want to make sure that it's at least a little bit warm. Super thin line. And of course, I'm going to be using L'Oreal mascara because finally the review is on my channel. You can check this out. I would say that she has very beautiful lashes, and I know they probably use some curler. I have straight looking down lashes. That's not my case. Curler doesn't work with my lashes. I even tried some warm curler. I warmed this up with a hair dryer, let it cool for a little bit, and then use this on. Still. Final step, we have to make sure that the lip combination is more or less close. But at the same time, you know, I think the 90s, they had so many different options as like brown lipsticks that it doesn't really matter which lipstick you're using because they're all going to be about 90s. Like browns, rustic browns, definitely 90s. NYX, Lingerie, I believe, color. This is kind of a concealer type lipstick. And on top, I'm going to go with a little bit of my Makeup Revolution. It has a little bit like the mustardy shade. And of course, a lip gloss. By the way, it's not a lip gloss. This is a dewy eye gloss from Essence. It's not working as an eye gloss. Just trust me on that. It's not going to work as an eye gloss. But let's use a little bit as a lip gloss because as a lip gloss, it's okay. It's clear. And that's what I'm looking for. Okay, guys, and this is the final result of my Cameron Diaz or 1994 makeup look because this is the year I was born. And I can't believe I'm almost 31. In a couple of weeks, I'm going to be 31, but I really love how this turned out. I think like it's a real masterpiece of 1994. It's really easy, guys. Let me know in the comments, will you recreate it? Do you like Cameron Diaz and 90s makeup looks? I'm gonna see you in my next video, hopefully. Love you all. Bye bye.